started those businesses and have had success with them. Be careful of who you take advice from, essentially. But surround yourself with peer mentors, because I'm a huge believer, because of this group that we're in called Starbups, that nothing matters more than having your peers motivate you, keep you accountable, share their resources with you, and ultimately share their advice. Because people who have been there recently and who have no ulterior motive, i.e. they're not going to try to sell you anything and have no value in leading you down a different path, will be the ones that will give you the most candid and applicable advice. So I'd say, number one, surround yourself by people in the industry that you're going into that are successful, and say, I want to start a peer mentoring group, and start meeting on a regular basis with them, and basically walk into the meeting for 2 to 3 hours and say, let's just throw everything on the table. What's working, what's not, where do we need to go from here? And you will become the best of friends, and they will become the people that drive you to success. Because in the end, the experts say you don't actually socialize and hang out with people that have the same belief system as you, or that came from the same place as you. You actually hang out with people that do what you do. And so if your goal and your dreams and your aspirations and your plan is to do a business, then that's who you should ultimately be spending your time with in relationship to having that be a successful business.
Powerful advice. I hope Star is really tuned in, taking a few notes. And, you know, I have this theory called the 2-minute warning. It comes from sports. But my belief is, if something occurs to us, unless we do something within about 2 minutes, it could go away. So in this short period of time, Star's got some notes, some ideas, anything specific tonight that could happen, whether it's laying out a plan, whether it's making a phone call, sending an email, what step could be taken right after this broadcast?
Well, the immediate steps that I take, James, which might sound a little awkward to some people when I decide I'm going to start a business, is first, like I said, I tell the people closest to me, start with my wife and call a couple of my closest friends. So I would say, start, do that tonight. The second thing is I immediately name the business. So go online, go into the uspto.org, which is the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and make sure that there are some names that are available. Most importantly, of course, then go to register.com or mydomain.com and actually see if the URL is available. Choose a name that you like, get the .com, .net, .org, and .biz. Buy those for $9 a piece. It's a $36 investment, and lock those down. The next thing that I do personally is I actually draft a logo, or have a friend of mine draft a logo. This can all be done in one night, and just get a visual representation of what that company will look like via a logo. And then the last thing I do is actually write myself a letter. Or I write a letter to someone who I believe will buy us, or who would be interested in where the company is in that 8th year, on that year that we sell it. So you write a letter that basically says, listen, president of company Y, my name is Star, and I started, the world's first, wholly owned woman's bakery that's, drives around in trucks, or whatever the business is, and you say, and I'm so glad, that General Mills acquired us for $26 million in the past week, and we're so glad to be a part of the General Mills family and to bring healthy foods to people in underserved neighborhoods. You write a letter out that basically says what the business will accomplish, who you've sold it to, and for how much. And then you put that letter away, and you can actually mail it to yourself. And don't open it, and wait until you're acquired, and then crack that letter back open. But what it does is it puts it out there in a physical form. And for me, when we started Journey Gym, in that first day, we chose the name. We started drafting a logo. And we said exactly when we were going to sell the business and for exactly how much. And I believe that there's a 90% chance that it will be within just a couple $100,000 of the number that we set. I think that's exactly how life plays out. But you have to put it out there, and you have to live it every day. You cannot quit, because the moment you quit, what you're saying is that all of that was not the plan, that all of that wasn't your purpose, and that all of that wasn't really your destiny. And the moment that you do that, you might as well have not even started down this path of saying, my life is actually laid out for me, the best possible life, and I need to go after it. And that's the biggest fear to overcome, is the idea of you and I, James, giving it up and just saying, I don't actually know what's best for me. I don't care how much education I have or how many people I've been mentored by. I simply don't know, but it is out there for me. And if you hone into it, it'll just be taken right down that path like a river.
Well, Star, I hope you've got lots of notes going, and if you would, get on the Real Coaching Radio site, blog with us, let us know how it's going, give us some feedback, ask some questions. The force be with you. We want to be with you when you open that envelope a few years from now. So, John, we're going to go to another commercial, and I'm going to leave you with a couple more questions, and no telling what'll come in the meantime. But you get to look backward over the journey that you've been on, and you get to pick 2 life experiences. In those 2 life experiences, one you get to relive exactly as it played out that day or during that moment or week in time. The second, you get a do-over. You get to change the outcome. I think I, as well as the viewers and listeners tonight, would like to know, all right, John, 2 experiences, one you play as was or as is, another you get to change the outcome. I'd be very curious to know what those answers are when we come back with our good friend, John Fries, the human highlight film of knowledge, inspiration, and entrepreneurial zest, who's given us some great jewels tonight. Please stay tuned for the balance of the program, Unopened Gifts, this fine Thursday evening. Stay tuned. We're back. We're gone.
You're listening to Real Coaching Radio TV Network. Interact with us by calling our live shows at 303-872-0503. Send us a tweet at RCRN on Twitter, or send a contact request to Real Coaching Radio on Skype.
Would you like to put your front-end marketing system on autopilot? We'll provide you with pre-built squeeze pages, sales pages, e-commerce integration, and membership portals to capture more leads, deliver more content, convert more sales, and keep clients for the long term. For more information, go to www.realcoachingradio.net or call 303-997-2664.
What is the human potential in your business? Do your employees, co-workers, or team members get to play to their strengths on a consistent basis? What if the people in your organization maximize their talents in aligning with the goals and objectives of your company? A Gallup poll shows that 75% of employees in U.S. companies do not use their gifts, tools, or talents in a way that inspires their everyday and overall performance. Don't let this be you or your company. Contact our team